So here I am again, just waiting, bring him in very shortly. But I am the man with all the money, the man with the cash, the golden one, Ricky Goldman. And this is a channel that survives. The channel that always buys the high stocks, the channel that has it all, and the channel that changes it all. It's the People's Wrestling Channel. Little tiny bit of promotion out of the way first. So, and me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate. Follow me on Twitter, Rick the Rock 30, where you'll find my link tree. Go and view and like WWA World Wrestling Alliance on Facebook. And last but never least, like and subscribe right here for those two shout outs. As always, I will play a couple of commercials as we go along. So let's bring in my guest. And let's get down to this. So he joined me for AEW predictions. He's here for WWE predictions. And it's a man they call Justin. How are you today?
We're doing good. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right, but before we get into the predictions, we're discussing very quickly how awful is it. I think the matches will be good. We'll get into it, but a very weak build. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, this has probably been the worst Survivor Series build in a long time.
A lot of people have forgotten on Facebook. A lot of people have forgotten it's this Sunday. That's how much of a weak build it is.
Yeah, especially since it's mostly known for being after Thanksgiving, and it's before Thanksgiving this year, and they did absolutely nothing but sporadic. Oh, did you remember Survivor Series is a thing? Did you remember Survivor Series is a thing? And it's like, oh, great, thanks, guys.
And I don't like them doing the invasion thing, but I hope they do it because it creates at least some, when there's not at all, some rivalry between the two brands. So I don't like them doing it, but I hope they do it because it creates some rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so let's get on with this then. 2021 version of Survivor Series predictions. So let's start with, I don't know the order of the matches. I presume they'll kick off with a Survivor Series 5-on-5 match. Well, let's just get to the women's. So Raw versus SmackDown. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, and Carmella taking on Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Shotzi, and someone to be announced. So, first of all, Justin, who do you think that person's going to be, and who do you think wins this?
I would not be surprised if Sonya abuses her power and puts herself in that match. I would not be surprised. After that, I think Naomi screws her out of that match. I think Raw is going to take it though.
Yeah. If you look at this, most of the people are on the separate round. Carmella, Liv, Bianca, all on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Natalya, Shayna was on Raw. Just like the men's, we're get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they now feuding? A month ago they were on the other show, but now they're feuding because
reasons.
Makes no sense. Just why would they want to feud? The brand had just come off for a month ago. This is why they shouldn't have done the draft until after Crown Jewel. It just made it meaningless. It just felt like, has there been a draft? Okay. Some people have benefited from the draft, some haven't. Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode have, others not so much. Anyway, yeah, I think Raw wins this. I think they're going to push Liv. I think she wins the title, does she? Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope she does. And it's not anything against Becky, but I hope Liv takes the title.
So, yeah, I think they're going to push Liv, push Belair. I think Queen Zelina actually is going to be a survivor as well. I think 3 people survived: Belair, Liv, and Queen Zelina. Zelina is getting a push, so
she's been getting a lot of wins since she won that crown. So
when she first came back, I thought great, she's back, but what's the point? This is a point. So, okay, I get why she's back now. So, how many survivors do you think could be left on the winning team?
I could see Raw only having like 2. I think it'll just be Bianca. I think it'll just be Bianca and Liv, and that'll be it.
Possibly Queen Zelina as well. We'll have to wait and see.
Maybe.
Let's get to the men's. It's kind of the same deal, really. Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Austin Theory. It's going on SmackDown's Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and someone to be announced. That someone is rumored to be Brock Lesnar. That's the rumors. Could it? I don't know who else it could be on SmackDown. Who else have they got?
That's just Cesaro. I could see them putting Cesaro in tomorrow night. But that's like so weird. Like, watch them put like Ridge Holland in there.
If Kofi hadn't been injured, it could have been Kofi, but he's injured.
Yeah, it would have made more sense.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be Brock, but then he's meant to be suspended. This makes no sense.
I think he shows up in this show, but I don't think it's going to be for this.
But if they have him, SmackDown win without him, SmackDown win, I think they're going to start building Drew to face Reigns at next year's Mania. If the rumors are true, if you don't know if you've seen it or not, Reigns, Lesnar, Drew for the title at next year's Mania. But I presume Lesnar gets pinned to protect Reigns, so Reigns isn't getting pinned. That's the even though it has Reigns to keep the title, but there you go. That's the plans. That's the rumors at the moment. So who do you think is going to be the guy, the mystery opponent, and who do you think is winning?
If it is going to be Brock, SmackDown definitely, but I think it's going to be Raw again. I think they got this again.
Do you not think they're building Drew to take on Reigns for next season Mania?
I don't think so yet.
It's only 5 months away, 4 months, 6 months, whatever. It's not that far away to build him, but
I mean, if they're waiting this long to even try to attempt anything at a Survivor Series build, wouldn't surprise me if they last second tried to build Drew.
I think they're slowly building him, but Drew just doesn't feel special anymore.
No.
This one should be a good one. Damien Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know if you saw this, but in almost 100 days, Nakamura's had a 1 title defense.
Yeah.
I think Priest. I think he needs this more. Nakamura's over with Boogs.
Yeah.
This will be good, but they don't really care. But I'm going to pick Priest. Who are you picking?
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with Priest. I think they got something cooking in for Priest right now, and sadly, I think Shinsuke has just become another afterthought again, even after getting the IC title again.
Why they book their US title matches, the reigns and the IC title reigns so poorly.
Yeah, no.
1 title defense. I'm guessing that's against Cruz.
Both mid-card titles are supposed to be used to get you to the world titles, and it's just not even doing that at all.
This week's Raw, Priest wasn't even on. They showed a package. He could have been there to squash somebody, to build him for Survivor Series, but no, it's just a package. But I'm going to just play a quick thing just to promote my t-shirt, so hang on. The Protein Teas Goldman's, there's a sale on, so anybody watching now or later on, Protein Teas. This next match should be good. Okay, bro versus the Usos.
It's so tough. This is actually a tough one.
Who are you picking?
This one's so tough because honestly, both of their title reigns have felt kind of flat. Like the Usos keep on and off winning and losing, and RK Bros even just been on and off right now. I think Usos because I think later on we got something interesting coming.
I think the Usos can't afford another loss. So yeah, the Usos. Not that any of this matters, and we'll get to after the main event why it just doesn't matter. But yeah, the Usos take the win. Next one. How many times have we seen this? Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I think because of what happened on SmackDown, Charlotte's losing this. Apparently, Becky Lynch doesn't like Charlotte anymore, or not as close as they were. So we've got backstage heat. So yeah, Becky Lynch wins this. What do you think?
This is tough because I want to say Becky so bad because I just don't like Charlotte, but I would not be surprised if they gave Charlotte this one. I think I'm gonna stick with Becky and hope she does actually win it though.
Do you think that the backstage heat that Charlotte got for throwing the title, what if she did it?
Becky? I don't think so. That's their golden girl. They don't hate her for anything.
She got escorted out the building, and Becky and Charlotte and Sonya got into it backstage. So
yeah, I don't know. And Charlotte, I just have so many things with Charlotte that it doesn't surprise me if they give her this, really.
And I read something that Vince personally rang her up, phoned her up, and she was going to threaten to burn the Roman's title. So with her husband, that's what she said. That was what was rumored. Some aren't true, some aren't, some are.
Whoa.
But with her husband, is she married to Andrade now? The fiance, whatever, she might be married. But with him being there, is she going to AEW one day? What do you think?
I mean, if she ends up in AEW, I would not be surprised because she'll be with Andrade. I think we're at the point where Charlotte just doesn't interest me at all, no matter what she does anymore. I don't care if she goes to AEW. I don't care if she goes to some indie promotion. I don't care if she goes to some big women's promotion. Nothing. Her character has officially killed anything of me giving a damn of what she does.
The thing I didn't like is when they've switched the titles, that's classed as another title reign.
Here you go. I hate that. That is children. So nonsense.
Children going, I don't want this. You have it. Oh, I'll have your title. Oh, thank you.
That's what I said here. It was literally just they looked like children fighting in a sandbox of that's mine. No, give it to me. That's mine. Like it was freaking pathetic.
It was bad when New Day and Street Profits did it, like backstage. Oh, you can have this, or you have my title. This was even worse, but
yeah, this was disastrous.
So another quick little 1 minute thing, and then we'll discuss the main event. So all my socials, add me, follow me, all of that. So let's do the main event. WWE Champion Big E versus Universal Champion for 445 days, Roman Reigns. I think this is obvious who's winning this. But I'll let you go. You want to pick first?
I think I got an interesting take for this. My prediction's Biggie. I think Biggie wins this. I think this is how it's going to play out in the end. I think we're going to get ref bump, Uso interference, New Day to counteract that, Brock Lesnar appearance costing Roman. Biggie gets the win. That's Biggie getting revenge for his brothers. That's Brock getting revenge on Roman. It just plays in perfectly, I think.
Biggie shouldn't lose this. Is he going to? Yes. Should Biggie be the man to pin Reigns? No, it should be an upcoming star that can be elevated. Big E's WWE champion, doesn't need the win, really. Big E's not the man to pin Reigns. But why this doesn't matter, so Reigns wins, the next night, Big E's feuding with Rollins and Owens. So we've forgotten who wins. Does it matter? Not really, because he's now feuding with other people the night after. So it doesn't really matter who wins.
Yeah, no, not really, sadly. None of these really matter.
Night after, he's feuding with Rollins and possibly Owens, and then Reigns feuding with whoever, maybe Lesnar or whoever. Drew, probably Drew. Yeah, but yeah, Big E's not the man to beat Reigns. It needs to be some guy that can totally push to the moon. If the guy that beats Reigns after pins him after over 700 days, that's a mega push.
Yeah.
I didn't like that Woods was a man to actually beat Reigns, but okay. Yeah,
that's a DQ technicality nonsense.
People are now counting that as a win for Woods. Ugh, awful. Woods didn't need it. And my final question is 25 years of the great one, The Rock. Does he turn up?
I think it would be fitting, especially if it's like an anniversary of his. I say yes, he needs to show up. And this is the part where you start teasing him and Roman, if you do.
Reigns was on Jimmy Fallon last night. I don't know if you watched any of it. You watched bits of it on YouTube. He said, Jimmy Fallon said, there's rumours The Rock turns up. What if he does? And Reigns said, I'm fine. I'll have a match with him. But he's meant to be filming a movie in Australia, so who knows? Surely he does something. He can't do nothing.
Right.
Even if it's just on the Tron, surely he does something.
Something, just to get some kind of tease and build to it.
But just imagine Reigns wins at the end. Acknowledge me if you smell.
Oh my God, that crowd will lose their mind.
So I hope he turns up.
I do too.
But who knows? If he's filming a movie in Australia and he's busy and got the time. And I don't know if you caught in an interview, Rock did an interview recently, he said he would wrestle if he could, but he's not guaranteeing anything. So who knows? It might be Rock Reigns next year in Mania, but it's looking like the triple threat. So maybe he doesn't turn up.
Stinks.
So I think Drew, Reigns should win that next year, but Drew's probably going to win it, pin Lesnar, protect Reigns. So Reigns still hasn't been pinned.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
So disappointing. It is. And as much as I love Drew, and I'm starting to like Brock, and I love this Roman character, God, that just feels like a letdown.
Better than I think what was rumored. Rumored was one-on-one action, either Drew Reigns or Reigns Lesnar. So I think triple threat is better than both of those.
I would have been down. I would have been more for Drew beating Roman by himself instead of just having Brock be the sacrificial lamb for him.
Maybe Lesnar wins, but either way, Reigns won't be getting pinned, I don't think. So, just hang on. You want to promote hang on, 1 minute. This damn phone. There we go. I think. Do you want to promote your Twitter?
Yep, Twitter. I'm only on Twitter. Just in time, 2-1-1.
Fair enough. And are you looking forward to Survivor Series on Sunday?
As I say, I always leave myself in the middle. Whenever everyone's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? I just leave myself in the middle, and then whatever happens, I'll tell you at the end. Then I leave it at that.
I think Reigns, Big E will be good. Usos,
Nakamura and Priest should be good.
Yeah,
The tag titles against each other should be good.
Charlotte and Becky will be good because of the rivalry backstage. But how many times have we seen this match? So
too many.
That's why I think Liv should have won the title beforehand, but would she have beaten Charlotte?
Yeah,
probably not. Then that would have made Liv look weak. So I get why they've done it that way, but yeah. For this to be the last main roster pay-per-view of the year,
no.
There's not many people watching NXT. War Games is good, so that's a good way to end the year, but
yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Oh.
So thank you for joining me. If you want to wait backstage, we'll chat afterwards. So you can, if you not, it's fine. So thank you. So yeah, thank you to Justin for joining me. Don't forget, on Sunday I'll be back here. Catch Pro review on Monday. Survivor Series review. Justin, if you're still here, yes. If you want to join me for that, discuss a time, join me for that. Hopefully get a third guest. If not, okay. And yeah, Survivor Series very in the middle, I think, this year. Made to feel like one to the normal pay-per-view, not one of the big four. Let's hope The Rock does turn up. Anyway, like and subscribe for those 2 shout outs. And it is Ricky Goldman out.